Good evening. This is Luke Thomas Holmquist here at the Earthquake Forecast Center. It is 10:40 in the evening on Sunday, April 18th, 2021. And we're using a different forecast model now across the world. We're using a graph for one thing. And we're going to start out with the California forecast. We have 4 different cities here. San Francisco, first of all, we had a 3.3 back on this peak here on the 10th. And this works out really well because you can see the date that we're on. For example, we're late on the 18th into the 19th, which is right between these 18th and 20th here. And you can see your risk for that city. So San Francisco, the risk was back here late on the 17th and early on the 18th. And there was some quakes just north of San Francisco Bay. I believe it was near Covelo. And you can see the risk peaks again on the 22nd in the San Francisco Bay. So you can watch your city to find out when the highest risk is coming. Now this peak in risk on the 10th produced a 3.4 near the Salton Sea. This is the Los Angeles forecast. This peak here was on the 13th, produced a 3.5 in north of or east of Palm Springs. And this peak here is tonight into tomorrow morning, early in the morning on the 19th, late on the 18th, which we're getting real close to that right now. So we could get a 3.5 to 4.5 is likely in the Los Angeles area late on the 18th right now into early in the 19th. So watch for that around the Los Angeles area. And then this really strong peak here on the late on the 22nd, I believe here, and early on the 23rd. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. San Diego has a real strong peak here on the 18th. So we get a 4.0 to 5.0 around that San Diego area. It's similar to this peak here on the late on the 18th into the 19th. So we'll see what happens here. It might be closer to the San Diego area because the peak is stronger there. And also they have a strong peak on the 23rd in San Diego. Ridgecrest, very high risk right now in Ridgecrest on the 18th and in the morning on the 19th as well. So we're looking for something across California late on the 18th into the 19th, especially here in the Los Angeles area. All right, let's check out the Alaska forecast. And this peak here on the 13th produced a 3.2, and we have 68% risk late on the 18th and early on the 19th. On this graph, you can see this is for Anchorage, Alaska. So watching for something there late on the 18th and the 19th. And Santiago, Chile. This is just for Santiago. Doesn't include other parts of the country. Sometimes they are picked up on these graphs though. And you can see the risk is very high on the 18th. And right now, I believe they're having some significant earthquakes out near Santiago, Chile, or Santiago. And a 5.2 and a 5.2 hit out here late on the 18th. Here's the 18th. This peak here produced those quakes out east or west of Santiago, Chile. And then in Italy, we had a very strong risk here on the 15th into the 16th, and this 4.6 occurred on that peak. We have another significant peak here on the late on the 18th and the 19th, and then one late on the 21st. Now this is for Perugia, which is in the province of Umbria in east central Italy. So we'll try to get more cities as we go along here, but this is for east central Italy. And we have Croatia's forecast. This is for Zagreb, Croatia. And you can see here late on the 18th and the 19th, there's a small peak here of 79% there. And Japan. Now Japan this is a very significant forecast because this peak here early on the 18th produced a 5.6 near Sendai. They said it was a 5.8 over there. And we have a really strong peak in risk here on the morning of the 22nd And then looks like late on the 22nd, maybe early on the 23rd. So sometime on the 22nd of April, we could get a strong, maybe a 6.0 earthquake near Tokyo. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Athens, Greece. We have a strong peak on the 21st into the 22nd. So we'll see what happens on that peak there. So another 5.5 to 6.0 earthquake is possible in Greece late on the 21st into the 22nd. And one more here, we'll be adding more cities tomorrow. And this one here is Taiwan. This one was late on the 18th and early on the 19th was that risk there in Taiwan. And we'll show you that here in a second. You can see these two quakes here, 5.4 to 5.8 hit south of Taipei. And that was this peak and risk right here. And now on late on the 22nd and the 23rd, looks like we get a 5.5 to 6.0 earthquake around the Taiwan area, maybe in the Ryukyu Islands on the 22nd and the 23rd. So we'll see. I think that's kind of coinciding with the Tokyo forecast. That one's on the 22nd, more toward the morning in the Tokyo area. Once again, in California, we're looking for 3.5 to 4.5 in Southern California, around the Los Angeles area, late tonight into tomorrow morning on the 19th. And that's the same thing for San Diego, down to the Salton Sea. Ridgecrest area also very high on the 18th and the 19th. So keep an eye out during the next 24 hours. We should get something significant and we have this very strong peak coming up on the 22nd, late on the 22nd into the 23rd. So that should produce a more significant earthquake. So we'll see how large this quake is late tonight and tomorrow morning. All right, we're excited about all the progress we're making here at quakeprediction.com, the Earthquake Forecast Center. Watch those areas that we mentioned around the world, and we'll give you some more forecasts tomorrow for Istanbul, Turkey, and Seattle, Washington, Peru, New Zealand, Caribbean, Philippines, Hawaii, Central America, and Indonesia. We'll update those tomorrow for you, and we will be back. Thank you so much, and God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.